Hey, it's Rose. In this video I'm going to show you how I made these scratch off dungeon loot cards. So here's what you'll need. Some liquid dish soap, metallic acrylic paint, I got a small bottle of gold at the dollar store, a flat paintbrush to apply large even strokes of the paint, a mixing surface, I like these ceramic plates since they're really easy to clean, scissors, some clear packing tape, again I got this at the dollar store, some thin low tack tape like washi tape or painter's tape, a pencil, and some cardstock to print out your designed loot cards on. As usual, if you are a supporter of mine on Patreon on the $5 or above tier, you can download the template for these scratch off cards, or you can design your own. I made 2 sheets, one of the loot cards and one of a sheet I could keep track of what sort of loot I was putting on each card so I could keep track of them for my D&D players. So the first thing first is to design the cards. I did mine on my iPad using an Apple Pencil and Procreate. I thought I would include the time lapse of how I approach something like this since I don't always do that in these videos. So first I do a really rough sketch to kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to make, and then I just kind of clean it up and make adjustments along the way. I knew I wanted to have 3 spots to scratch off on the card, and then thought it would be fun to just put different types of treasure and loot and stuff along the top. So once you're done designing your cards, you can print them out and then cut them up. Then you can write down your loot choices in pencil in the scratch off spots. I liked using pencil for this since it's light enough that it won't show through the paint once you put it over top. I tried doing it with marker and it was a bit too dark. Once I picked my random loot, I wrote the number on the bottom of the cards and then copied that to my record sheet with the same number. That way I could keep track of what I did for when I give these cards to my players in the game. So next is the most difficult part of this entire tutorial. I struggled a lot, managing to get the clear packing tape off of the roll. So after I finally managed to do that, I covered the cards evenly in the tape, making sure the whole thing is covered so no paint can get through, and then trimmed off any excess tape. Now you can mask off your scratch areas with low tack tape so the scratch off areas are separate from each other. The scratch off paint is made up of metallic paint and dish soap. There's no strict measurements that I use, it's basically just a good amount of the paint and a little bit of the soap. Then you can paint a thin layer of the paint mixture onto your cards and let it dry. Then you get to do that like 4 or 5 more times, applying a thin coat, letting it dry, then applying another one, and then keep doing that until it's opaque enough that you can't see what you had written on the card. Keeping the coats of paint thin makes it scratch off nicer. Putting thicker layers can make it gummy, so it doesn't really scratch off as much as it just kind of peels away. So once the paint is dry, then you can carefully peel off your tape and reveal your scratch off areas. And that's pretty much it. I think this is a super fun way to let your D&D group search for loot. If they roll really high for investigation, you could let them scratch off the whole card, and if it's low, maybe they just get to pick one. But they could still find something pretty cool. It's all up to chance. It's kind of a fun alternative to just rolling a dice from a random loot table. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more, you could subscribe to my channel if you want to, or give this video a thumbs up. You can find links to other places to find me, including my Patreon below. And thank you so much to all my patrons for their support. If there's some kind of D&D craft you want to see me tackle next, let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video.